Okay, so those of you at home, you will not be able to put this book together like we just did in class. So our book that we're making is Animal Adaptations. So we're going to start with what are adaptations. So at home, you're going to need to write this down in your science notebook. So I would start by putting my title, Animal Adaptations. Tomorrow we're going to talk about plant adaptations. Okay, so as I'm talking through this video and we're doing stuff in class, you guys at home are going to be writing the things I tell you to write instead of gluing and cutting like we're doing in class. Okay, so the first thing, what are animal adaptations? Well, these are special actions an animal does that help it survive. So we're going to cut out this very first one. These are special actions an animal does that help it survive. Those of you at home need to put this in your science notebook. Okay, so we're gluing this in the very top where it says, what are adaptations? Now, those of you at home, I want you to write whatever I highlight, okay? Because you guys aren't cutting and gluing. So, adaptations are special actions an animal does that help it survive, okay? So, the purpose of adaptation, that's what we need to write next. The purpose of the adaptation. So animals have to do several things to help them to survive. They may need to hibernate. They may need to migrate, which means to fly south for the winter. Okay? There's several things. Why do you think they do this?
To stay away from predators.
Stay away from predators.
Stay alive.
Stay alive. Okay? If a bird didn't fly south for the winter, do you think it would survive?
No.
No, okay? So the first reason we're going to put is to get energy. To get energy or conserve energy, okay? So this one needs to go in the top box. Okay? So animals need to adapt in order to get energy, which means food. Because food is what gives us energy, right? So whatever I highlight, you are writing in your science notebook, those of you at home. Okay? The purpose of an adaptation is to find food or get energy or conserve energy. Well, what does conserve mean? If I need to conserve energy or conserve water, conserve food, what does that mean?
Conserve like eat.
No. If I need to just conserve the electricity by turning my lights off when I'm not using them, what does that mean? Save energy. Okay? Okay, another reason animals have to adapt is to protect from predators or the environment. Okay, so the second box, to protect from predators or the environment, meaning if I'm a bird and I fly south, I'm protecting myself from the environment because it's too cold if I stay where I'm at, so I migrate. Okay, an example of something protecting itself from predators might be camouflage.
Might be migration.
Maybe their fur is white because they live in the snow and that helps them hide from predators, right? Okay, and then you should only have one more little box left. So the last reason is to make sure the animal can reproduce. What does reproduce mean?
It means
No. If the animal is reproducing, then that means they're making more of itself. They're having babies. Animals need to be able to reproduce, otherwise the animals will go extinct, right? So, those of you at home, this third box, you can write to make sure the animal can reproduce. And reproduce means to have what?
Nasty babies.
Have babies. Protect from predators or the environment. Make sure you write that in your science notebook also. Okay? Now, there's two types of adaptations. There's behavioral and there's physical. Okay? Physical is on the next page. So let's talk about behavioral. That has to do with your behavior, how you act, how the animals behave. Okay? So, behavioral adaptations are special features or changes in an animal's body or behavior that occur over time in response to their environment. Okay? So, the box we need to cut out now is this one. Changes in an animal's body or behavior that occur over time in response to its environment. Okay, so make sure on your science notebook you're now going to have two categories, behavioral and physical. So if I'm writing in my notebook, I already have the adaptations, definition, and then I have the purpose of adaptation, and there were three different ones. So 1, 2, and 3 sentences you should have already written. Okay? Now we're going to make two sections. We have behavioral and physical adaptations. Okay? So, if we're looking at these different adaptations right here, what is one you think is behavioral that has to do with how they act? Kelsey?
Play dead.
Playing dead. Good. So playing dead will be what you write. Anything else? Bears hibernate. Good. That's not a physical adaptation because it has nothing to do with their body or physical body. Okay. What about migration?
Shark.
That is behavioral. Webbed feet. So a duck has webbed feet to help it swim better, right?
Yeah.
Is that a physical or behavioral, you think?
Behavioral. Physical.
That's physical because that's the part of its body. Okay? Feathers or fur? Physical or behavioral?
Physical.
Physical, good, because that has to do with the body, the features of the body. Camouflage. You think that's a physical feature or a behavioral adaptation? No. If an animal has a skin that helps it camouflage, that doesn't change over time. That's already there, right?
Physical.
So camouflage is physical. That has to do with their body. Storing food. So squirrels will store food. Is that a behavior or a physical thing?
Physical.
Is that part of their body?
Yes.
Storing food.
Wait, no.
No. So that's behavioral. Sharp teeth. Is that part of the body? Yes. So that's physical. So the ones I've highlighted, we're going to put under behavioral. Okay? You guys are going to be cutting them out. So cut out the ones I highlighted. Those of you at home, you are going to write them. So behavioral is going to be hibernation. Yep. Hibernation, migration, playing dead. So possum likes to play dead because then the predator will leave it alone. And storing food.